Hey everybody, it's Gypsy. Today is Sunday. This coming Wednesday will be 20 weeks since I fractured my tibia plateau and had emergency surgery. For those of you who don't know, my tibia, I had, the tibia plateau fracture. My Persephone's about ready to act up. And there were, I think, a couple other fractures. It could have been more, maybe three, I don't know. And I shattered my tibia. So they had to reconstruct my tibia and they put a plate in the side of my leg. So my recovery has been very long and strenuous. But since my doctor told me I could start bearing weight and start working and walking, my progress has been much, much more. I was, for a long time, only able to use a wheelchair. Now Um, I was renting my wheelchair. I need to get it back to the place where I rented it from because I don't need it anymore. If I do need a wheelchair, like if I go someplace where there's a lot of walking, I would use that. Um, I'm borrowing one from my sister and brother-in-law transport wheelchair, so that'll make life much easier. But that's only on rare occasions. I use my walker right now, but I am working on getting rid of the walker and moving to my cane. Right now, my knee, I'm just like so close. What goes on is, as I'm walking, you get to that point where you have your weight as you're walking right above your legs, the pain in my knee will increase. And then as I take a step forward, as I start moving forward, my knee collapses. So I was talking to my physical therapist about this last week, and we both agreed my knee is still too weak. And that was, my only issue. When I'm using my walker, it looks like I'm walking normally. Um, so that was last week. We had this conversation this past Friday when I had my therapy session. She added new exercises. Now, these exercises are grueling. They are very difficult. Boy, are they painful. But I'm doing them every day because I was at first only doing laying down exercises. Then I had laying down and sitting up exercises. Well, these are the standing exercises, not just for balance, but actually walking. So since we have a Pullman kitchen, it's very narrow. So the counters are like the width apart that the parallel bars in a rehab gym are. So I use that. And there's a bunch of exercise. One of them is walking without my walker. I think I do have to wait until I'm not home alone to do those. Although I think in a couple days I could work up to not worrying about if somebody's here or not. So anyways, that's where I am now, trying to get rid of the walker. Lots of updates this week because I'm doing so well. Let's see. Oh, I drove for the first time yesterday. Now, not in my truck. It would take a long, long time before I could have gotten in and out of my truck on my own, especially, with the walker. It's too high off the ground. Definitely not as high as my son's Jeep, which he has lifted. I couldn't get into that one both, and I had two good legs. But my truck, I sent, it's taken too long, and I wanted to start driving now. So I decided to sell the truck. I did that. Excuse me. I'm currently looking for a car or a small SUV. I found something I love this week. I'm hoping I might get that or something like it. I think it's a Honda Element. I saw that thing and I'm like, man, I could build out the back a little bit for camping, get a bed in there, get a little stove. I mean, for me living as a nomad for so long, my brain just went in that direction. I'm thinking of all the things I could put shelves in and stuff. And like, I want an element. So I'm trying to work towards getting that. So I also decided to get my Ohio driver's license back again, because I'm going to be here for a while, and I need to keep myself busy because if I'm not busy, bad things happen. And I was looking through our Geauga Park District's catalog, which I always loved to do before I moved from Ohio. I found so many things that somebody who's disabled can do in their activity section. I mean, a lot. They have nature crafts and all kinds of stuff. Uh, but if you're not a resident of the county, it's more expensive. So I am getting my Ohio driver's license for that. That's one of the reasons. Before I left Ohio, this is the town I lived in. This is my town. So I'm back there again. And then I also want to get a library card because I love the library here, and I just love to sit. And I get books and stuff. I love to read. So that's another one of the reasons I'm doing that. This is not a final decision on anything I have decided. It's still much too early for me to decide my future because I'm not done healing. I still have a long way to go, but I am much further. I'm so excited because I'm getting my independence back. In fact, I am meeting my sister in town. I'm meeting my sister for lunch this week. So that's exciting. Oh, I drove for the first time yesterday. I used my man's little SUV. He came with me for the first time. All we did was go town, which is the next town over. It's a few minutes away to go to the DMV. So I did that. I was so excited. Now I can get over to my friend's place and get my maple syrup that I accidentally left in her car one day when we went shopping. Because I asked one time, it's like, well, we have plenty. I'm gonna go. Like, my maple syrup's over, so now I could go get it myself. But today my sister asked if I wanted her and my brother-in-law to pick me up on the way to the nursing home to visit our mother. My mom's in a nursing home right around the corner from here. I'd say she's about 5 minutes away from me. I said, no, that's okay because I'm going to go visit mom for the first time on my own. I don't know if I told you guys last time I went to go see my mom. My brother and sister picked me, my brother-in-law and my sister picked me up, and my brother met us there. So all four of us went to go see her. And, I had my walker until my brother was walking behind me, and he's a BSRN. He's a nurse, and he's like, wow, look at you go. So I could walk pretty well with the walker. And then when my mom saw me, I was coming around the nurse's desk and she was sitting on the other side in her chair. So like for a brief second, she could see me and my siblings were already there. She had this confused look on her face and she says, I thought I saw Michelle, but she was standing up and walking. With the dementia, it's like the only one of the few memories she hangs on to is my accident and my injury. And so I'm walking around. I said, yeah, mom, it's me. I'm walking. And I came around. I said, look, no wheelchair, just a walker. And she's like, did the doctor say it's okay? Because I'm a bad patient and I get that from my mother. So she was afraid I did this ahead of time. I said, no. So, mom, most people, it's 6 weeks. They can start working and walking. For me, it was 12. So, I'm fine. The doctor said it was okay. So, yeah, so that was pretty cool. I'm trying to think what else. There's a lot of changes coming now that I'm getting around better. So I'm looking for a little SUV. Oh, and when I do, if I do get something like the Element where I can build out the back for camping, I'm going to get my feet wet with camping again because that's how I lived before. Except I still have my travel trailer, obviously. Watching the woodland animals back there playing. If I do get one of those, I'm going to get my feet wet again with camping, and we have a lot of camping around here. I live in a rural area. I might stay a night or two or a weekend at a local campground, probably further east from here so I don't feel too much like a wimp, maybe half an hour to an hour away. And I'm going to see how I do on my own. Oh, and I was telling you guys about the Geauga Park. I was looking through our catalog. I do want to be a volunteer there. They have no openings yet, but which is fine because I'm hoping when they do, I'm further along in my recovery. But the exciting thing is, this winter, from February 21st to April 21st, Um, they are having an local artist exhibition, and it is art inspired by trees. And I was like, I have one of my best pieces. Uh, I call it the Green Man on Ironwood. It's perfect for this exhibition. The problem is, it's guess where? In Kansas City, because they still haven't fixed my trailer. Now, this is normal. If you are an RVer, you know this. If you take your RV into an regular RV place to be fixed, it's going to take months. So mine has been there since March. It is now June 18th. It's June 18th. It's still not fixed. I told my son, I said, well, they tell you how to enter the contest in the fall catalog, which should be coming out in September. Hopefully my trailer's fixed in time. And I explained to him what it was, and he goes, yeah, that's in the trailer. I said, well, I need that piece of art because I want to enter this, it's a local artist thing, so I really want to do it. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to start writing in my blog again. The reason I stopped is one, I love doing videos, but two, I kept going through Chromebooks and laptops like they were water. It's cost me a lot of money. They never lasted like most 2 years for me. Last time it died, I just forget it. I'm not doing this anymore. So right now I'm using my son's old Chromebook, which my son is 25. I think he got this when he was like 10 or 11, and it's still working. Believe it or not, the keyboard is warped, but it still works. The problem is WordPress, where my blog is, will not let me log in. It's saying I'm not using Google Chrome. I'm using the wrong browser. Well, maybe it's an old version. Google won't let me update it, I think because this thing is so old. It says it's already up to date. So I'm thinking about maybe I'll look into getting myself a laptop or something. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But I do want to start writing my blog, and I am thinking about writing a book, believe it or not. And when I start doing the activities in our park district that are suitable for those who are disabled, the next year, if I'm still here, I don't know what's going to happen. If I'm still here, now for my mother's sake, because of where she is now, I may still be here because I feel she needs me, and my sister cannot do this by herself anymore. It's hard. So I may stick around, and if I'm still here next year, I'll be able to do probably any of the activities, but I will be recording them for my YouTube channel. Nature, the nature art. It's July 5th. We have our park district has an observatory for the sky, and there's a lot of like night sky stuff. I might do that, and I'll be able to record that. That I can do now. So I'm going to start having different stuff on here finally, because I was like my channel's gotten so boring because I'm too disabled to go do anything, like I used to do. So that's about to change. Anyway, my man's pulling up the drive. I'm going to leave you with that. A lot of changes coming. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.